Are you worried about heirs blowing through their inheritance? Here's what you can do. One concern we hear from parents and grandparents all the time isn't whether they'll leave an inheritance, it's what will happen after they do. They say things like, "We've worked our entire lives to build this. What if they spend it all in a few years?" If you've had those thoughts, you're not alone, which is why I'm going to explain how these estate planning methods can help protect your heirs from poor decisions, outside influences, creditors, or even their own mistakes. I'm Barbara McGinnis with Johnson McGinnis Elder Care Law and Estate Planning, and this is something we help many families put into place. There are ways to create structure, protection, and flexibility within your estate plan. 1. An outright inheritance isn't your only option. Many people assume that when they pass away, their beneficiaries automatically receive a lump sum inheritance. And while that's certainly one option, it's often not the best one. Imagine a young adult suddenly inheriting hundreds of thousands of dollars, or someone going through a divorce, or someone who's never had experience managing significant wealth. That's why many families choose to build protections into their estate plan rather than leaving assets outright. The goal isn't to control someone's life from beyond the grave. The goal is to make sure the inheritance has the opportunity to improve their life for years to come. Spendthrift trusts can protect your legacy. One of the most effective tools available is what's called a Spendthrift trust. Instead of receiving a large lump sum all at once, assets remain inside the trust and are distributed according to rules that you establish. For example, distributions could be made monthly, annually, or for specific purposes such as education, housing, healthcare, or starting a business. Beneficiary-Controlled Trusts offer flexibility. Sometimes parents want protection, but they also want their children to have some level of control and responsibility. That's where a beneficiary-controlled trust can be a valuable option. In this type of arrangement, the beneficiary may serve as their own trustee or co-trustee while the assets remain inside the trust structure. What many people like about this approach is that it allows an heir to manage investments, make decisions, while still maintaining important asset protection benefits. If the beneficiary is sued, experiences financial difficulty, or goes through a divorce, trust assets may remain protected because they are held within the trust rather than owned outright. Consider using staggered distributions. Not every family wants a long-term trust arrangement. We sometimes refer to this as giving your heirs financial training wheels. Rather than receiving everything at once, a beneficiary may receive portions of their inheritance at different ages. It's a simple strategy, but it can make a tremendous difference in preserving family wealth. The right trustee can make all the difference. No matter how well a trust is written, the person managing it matters. One of the biggest mistakes we see is naming someone simply because they're family without considering whether they're equipped for the role. That's why many families choose to appoint a professional trustee, trust company, or corporate fiduciary. Sometimes having an independent third party actually preserves family relationships because no one has to be the bad guy. At the end of the day, estate planning isn't just about deciding who gets your assets. It's about deciding how those assets are protected. If you're wondering what protections might make sense for your family, we'd be happy to help you explore your options. Be sure to subscribe for more estate planning and elder care guidance designed to help Tennessee families protect what matters most.